In the dead of night, beneath the crumbling bones of ancient empires, something stirs. Hidden for millennia, strange artifacts and impossible machines are being unearthed, not by scholars, but by those who dare trespass forbidden ground. Tomb raiders, outlaws, seekers of forbidden knowledge, what have they unleashed upon the world? Was it treasure or technology never meant for human eyes? Tonight, we descend into the shadows, where mystery, danger, and revelation collide. The Whispering Wheel. In 1901, a team of divers off the coast of Antikythera, Greece, stumbled upon something that defied reason. Amidst a wreck of Roman cargo, they recovered a lump of corroded bronze and rotted wood, dismissed as nothing more than debris. Decades later, under X-ray scrutiny, the truth emerged. A mechanism of astonishing complexity. Dozens of gears, interlocking like clockwork, mapped the stars and predicted eclipses. But how could ancient Greeks build a mechanical computer centuries before such technology was thought possible? Some whisper that the Antikythera mechanism was a fragment of forgotten science, or a glimpse of a civilization erased from history. Was it really human hands that built it, or something far older, now lost beneath the wine-dark sea? The Baghdad Battery. Deep within the vaults of Baghdad's once glorious museum, a strange artifact gathered dust. A simple clay jar, copper cylinder, an iron rod. To most, it was an unremarkable relic. But when German archaeologist Wilhelm König examined it in the 1930s, he proposed a radical theory. It was an ancient battery. Later experiments revealed it could generate a mild electric current. But if true, why did ancient Mesopotamians need electricity? Was it used for religious rituals, medicine, or was it meant to power lost devices? Secrets now buried under centuries of sand. Skeptics scoff, but whispers persist that other Baghdad batteries were hidden, deliberately erased from the historical record. What if ancient science was not a myth, but a forgotten reality we're only beginning to rediscover? The Saqqara bird. In 1898, digging through the sands of Egypt's ancient Saqqara necropolis, archaeologists uncovered a puzzling artifact, a small carved bird made of sycamore wood. At first, it seemed no more than a child's toy, but its aerodynamic shape told another story. Decades later, aviation experts recreated the design, and it flew. Was this artifact an ancient model of a glider, a lost understanding of aerodynamics? Some theorists even suggest the Saqqara bird could be a scaled-down replica of a larger, functioning aircraft. But if ancient Egyptians had unlocked the secrets of flight, where are the remains of their soaring machines? Were they dismantled, hidden, or suppressed by dynasties fearful of their own power? In the ruins of Saqqara, what other secrets wait to take wing? The Dendera light. Hidden deep beneath Egypt's Temple of Hathor in Dendera, strange reliefs adorn the crypt walls, images showing bulbous, tube-like structures connected by wires to mysterious devices. Officially, scholars say these are mere mythological symbols, but independent researchers have another theory. The Dendera light, they claim, depicts ancient electrical technology. Experiments even show that similar setups can emit low, radiant light without fire. Could the ancients have illuminated their temples with electricity thousands of years ago? And if so, who gave them such knowledge? Was it preserved from a lost civilization, or gifted by visitors from beyond human memory? Whatever the truth, the Dendera crypts hum with an unsettling silence, as if guarding a secret not meant for the surface world. The library beneath the Sphinx. For centuries, whispers have surrounded the Great Sphinx of Giza, not about what we see, but what lies beneath. In the 1990s, ground-penetrating radar detected anomalous voids under its massive pores, suggesting the presence of chambers. Ancient texts spoke of a hall of records, a secret archive preserving the knowledge of Atlantis. Could tomb raiders have once broken into these hidden vaults, spiriting away ancient devices far beyond our understanding? Egyptian authorities downplay the findings, but independent archaeologists insist something lies buried under the world's most iconic monument. What truths sleep in the silent darkness below the Sphinx? And why has access been so tightly restricted? Is humanity being kept from its own forgotten past? The cosmic lenses of Nimrud. In the ruins of Nimrud, an ancient Assyrian city, archaeologists discovered a polished piece of crystal in 1850, later dubbed the Nimrud lens. Traditional scholars dismissed it as a simple decorative object, but closer examination revealed it could magnify, functioning as a crude optical lens. If ancient Assyrians had lenses, could they have crafted primitive telescopes, seen distant stars? Some speculate the ancient ziggurats were not merely temples, but celestial observatories. What if these forgotten astronomers peered deep into the cosmos long before Galileo ever lifted his gaze? Did the kings of Nimrud hold knowledge from a time when heaven and earth were closer than we dare imagine? The mysterious metal of Atlantis. When Plato wrote of Atlantis, he described a strange metal, orichalcum, said to shine like fire and more precious than gold. Long thought mythical, that changed in 2015 when a sunken shipwreck off Sicily yielded dozens of bright metal ingots. Analysis revealed a unique copper-zinc alloy, strikingly similar to Plato's descriptions. Were these bars remnants of a forgotten technology? Ancient tomb raiders may have looted Atlantean sites, dispersing their treasures across the Mediterranean. Orichalcum's sudden appearance and disappearance raises unsettling questions. Was this metal key to a lost energy system, a power source buried alongside a sunken empire? If Atlantis was real, what else lies beneath the waves, just beyond reach? The shining skulls of Mesoamerica. Across Mesoamerica, tales persist of crystal skulls, artifacts carved with impossible precision from single blocks of quartz. Modern analysis struggles to explain their creation, claiming even today's tools would struggle to replicate such detail. Were these skulls ritual objects, ancient communication devices? Some indigenous myths hint they were keepers of knowledge, storing wisdom from the gods. Tomb raiders in the 19th century sold many to private collectors, erasing their original context forever. Are the crystal skulls relics of a forgotten race or encrypted records of a civilization that perished before our histories even began? What messages might still sleep within their crystalline faces, waiting for the right hands to awaken them? The ancient anomaly of Pumapunku. In the high plains of Bolivia, at a site called Pumapunku, massive stone blocks lie scattered as if thrown by some cataclysmic force. Carved with baffling precision, their angles and drill holes seem beyond the capabilities of the indigenous Tiwanaku civilization. Some weigh over 100 tons, yet were somehow transported and fitted together with microscopic precision. Local legends say the stones were shaped in a single night by the gods. Could tomb raiders have once uncovered devices or machines capable of shaping and moving these megaliths, or was the real treasure hidden technology spirited away before modern science could question its existence? Who or what truly built Pumapunku? The hidden gears of Abydos. In Egypt's temple of Seti I at Abydos, ancient hieroglyphs seem to depict astonishing images: a helicopter, a submarine, and futuristic aircraft. Mainstream scholars explain this away as a palimpsest, overlapping inscriptions, but some researchers aren't convinced. Could these be the remnants of ancient schematics carved long before our modern machines were even imagined? Tomb raiders who stumbled upon Abydos may have found more than ceremonial artifacts. They may have seen proof of an advanced prehistoric civilization, carefully erased from history. If ancient artisans recorded the vehicles of the gods, were they preserving memory or warning us of technologies once unleashed upon the world? In Abydos, the stones whisper stories that textbooks refuse to hear. The enigma of the Cockno Stone. In a quiet field near Clydebank, Scotland, lies one of the greatest archaeological puzzles. The Cockno Stone. Measuring nearly 43 feet across, it's covered in hundreds of enigmatic cup and ring marks. Some believe it's an ancient star map. Others whisper of alien blueprints, discovered in 1887 and hastily reburied to protect it from looters. The Cockno Stone's true meaning remains unknown. Could tomb raiders of centuries past have uncovered pieces of the larger network it once represented? Some suggest the symbols encode forgotten knowledge, perhaps a system of navigation or even a communication protocol with distant worlds. Why was the Cockno Stone hidden away, and what other messages might slumber beneath Britain's windswept hills? The silent code of the Phaistos Disk. In 1908, at the Minoan Palace of Phaistos on Crete, archaeologists unearthed a disc unlike anything else. Fired clay, impressed with mysterious hieroglyphic symbols arranged in a spiral. Despite decades of study, no one has definitively decoded it. Some say it's a prayer, others believe it's an ancient operating manual, or even a form of proto-computer coding. What if tomb raiders once possessed other discs, now lost, containing instructions for devices beyond our understanding? The Phaistos disc stands as a singular artifact, a cryptic echo of a language and perhaps a technology that vanished without a trace. What knowledge slipped through our fingers when the world forgot how to read these silent spirals? The forgotten cogs of the Roman dodecahedrons. Throughout Europe, dozens of strange bronze dodecahedrons, hollow 12-sided objects, have been uncovered in Roman ruins. Their purpose remains utterly unknown. Theories range from surveying tools to religious relics, but none explain their ubiquity or their apparent technological sophistication. What if these artifacts were components of a larger mechanism, one long since disassembled or looted by tomb raiders seeking precious metals? Some researchers speculate the dodecahedrons could have served in range-finding, hydraulic engineering, or even cryptographic devices. Their hollow sockets and variable sizes hint at calibration or perhaps transmission of knowledge. But the Romans left no record. Why? Was it oversight or deliberate silence? The echoes of Derinkuyu. Beneath the soft volcanic soils of Cappadocia, Turkey, lies a hidden city, Derinkuyu. Carved directly into the bedrock, this underground labyrinth could shelter over 20,000 people, complete with ventilation shafts, wells, and security doors. But no historical records explain who built it or why. Some say it was a refuge from invaders, others propose a far stranger origin. Protection from ancient cataclysms. Tomb raiders exploring these shadowed halls sometimes speak of sealed chambers, strange carvings, and unexplained mechanisms left to rust in the gloom. Were the builders of Derinkuyu safeguarding knowledge or something they feared? Deep underground, what ancient secrets remain entombed in the cold, silent stone? The secret of the Vimana blueprints. Ancient Indian epics like the Mahabharata and the Ramayana speak of flying machines, Vimanas, capable of devastating warfare and interstellar journeys. Long dismissed as mythology, some Sanskrit texts, like the Vaimanika Shastra, describe propulsion systems, advanced materials, and aerodynamic designs in staggering detail. In colonial India, tomb raiders looted countless scrolls and relics from temple ruins. Were some of them actual blueprints, lost to black market collectors and private vaults? If ancient engineers truly constructed Vimanas, where are the remains? Some say they're hidden in secret chambers beneath temple complexes, guarded by priesthoods sworn to eternal silence. Did humanity once fly among the stars before history officially began? And if so, who or what taught us? The stone spheres of Costa Rica. Hidden deep in the jungles of Costa Rica, hundreds of stone spheres, some perfectly round, dot the landscape. Carved by an unknown hand, some weigh several tons. Mainstream archaeology suggests they were symbols of power or markers for lost settlements, but their true purpose remains a mystery. Tomb raiders stumbled upon many in the 20th century, often shattering them in search of rumored gold hidden inside. Yet none contained treasure. Were they relics of a long-lost navigation system, star maps anchored in the earth, or remnants of a civilization far older and wiser than we dare imagine? Their alignment suggests astronomical significance, but to what lost star charts do they belong? What greater cosmic blueprint did these silent sentinels once mark across the earth? The astronomical gears of Chanquillo. In the deserts of Peru, the ruins of Chanquillo reveal something extraordinary. A series of stone towers perfectly aligned with the sun's path across the sky. Dating back to 300 BCE, Chanquillo predates many known observatories. It allowed its builders to track solstices and equinoxes with incredible precision. Tomb raiders scoured these sites for gold and silver, ignoring the true treasure: ancient science. If a civilization this old could predict the solar calendar with such sophistication, what else did they know? Were their devices, celestial instruments, now forever lost to looters and erosion, Chankilo whispers of forgotten knowledge, encoded in stone and sunlight, knowledge that could change everything we think we know about humanity's ancient past. The vaults of Lascaux. Beneath a sleepy hillside in southern France lies Lascaux, a cavern festooned with prehistoric paintings of astonishing beauty and sophistication. But beyond their aesthetic value, some researchers believe the paintings encode complex astronomical information. Maps of the Pleiades, lunar cycles, and comet paths. Early explorers and treasure hunters crawled through these labyrinthine tunnels, damaging some images in their rush for physical treasure. Did they overlook the true bounty, knowledge preserved across an ice age? Some speculate there are deeper vaults beneath Lascaux still unexplored, hiding relics of an intelligence far older than Homo sapiens. Were the first artists not merely painters, but scientists, storytellers of the stars, the Moai, and the energy of Easter Island? On remote Easter Island, hundreds of colossal stone statues, Moai, stand vigil over a barren landscape. But how these massive figures were moved remains a mystery. Local legends tell of mana, a spiritual force that allowed the Moai to walk into place. Tomb raiders desecrated many sites in search of gold, overlooking the real treasure, ancient knowledge of energy manipulation. Some researchers theorize that sound, vibration, or forgotten physics played a role. Could the Rapa Nui people have harnessed Earth's natural energies in ways modern science barely comprehends? If so, what else did they know? And where did that knowledge vanish to when their civilization collapsed into ruin? The astral stones of Nabta Playa. Long before Stonehenge, deep in the Nubian desert, ancient nomads erected stone circles at Nabta Playa. These alignments mirror the belt of Orion and predict the solstices with chilling accuracy, crafted over 7,000 years ago. But why? Tomb raiders unearthed pottery and bones, yet left the stones standing, perhaps sensing they marked something beyond physical wealth. Modern researchers speculate the builders encoded a cosmic calendar, perhaps even a map to the stars. Some theorize these desert architects were guided by advanced knowledge passed down from an earlier, forgotten civilization. Was Nabta Playa merely an ancient observatory or a message to future generations, warning us not to forget where we truly come from? The ghost pipes of Teotihuacan. The sprawling ruins of Teotihuacan in Mexico conceal a hidden network of metallic pipes and mercury pools, strange features far out of place in an ancient city. Beneath the Pyramid of the Feathered Serpent, archaeologists found liquid mercury sealed in underground chambers. Tomb raiders had long looted the temples of gold and jade, but left these bizarre elements untouched. Was the mercury part of a power system, a symbolic river for the gods, or something stranger? Some theorists suggest the tunnels under Teotihuacan were technological, designed for energy storage, vibration control, or even as conduits for unknown forces. Was Teotihuacan less a city and more a machine? The frozen secrets of Yonaguni. Off the coast of Yonaguni, Japan, divers stumbled upon massive submerged structures in 1987, rectilinear formations with staircases, terraces, and pillars. Some insist they're natural. Others believe they are the remains of a sunken city, thousands of years older than recorded history. Tomb raiders might have plundered coastal shrines linked to this lost civilization, leaving only the drowned skeleton behind. If Yonaguni is artificial, who built it, and why did they fall? Was it a remnant of a civilization destroyed by rising seas? And if so, how much of humanity's true story lies hidden beneath the ocean, lost to time and tide? The Serpent's Secret at Chichen Itza. At Chichen Itza, the Pyramid of Kukulkan astonishes visitors with its mathematical precision. During the equinox, shadows create the illusion of a serpent slithering down the pyramid's staircase. But deeper within, archaeologists have discovered hidden chambers and strange acoustic effects. Clapping at the base echoes as a bird's chirp from the top. Tomb raiders stripped the temples of gold, yet missed these living, breathing technologies of sound and light. Were the Maya manipulating frequencies, creating sonic experiences that affected the mind and spirit? Or were these hidden features messages from the builders, encoded for those who knew how to listen? Beneath the serpent's dance, a greater mystery hisses in silence. The warding stones of Göbekli Tepe. At Göbekli Tepe, the world's oldest known megalithic site, massive T-shaped pillars rise from the Anatolian plateau, covered in carvings of animals and abstract symbols. Radiocarbon dating places its construction at nearly 12,000 years ago, long before agriculture, cities, or writing. Tomb raiders may have scavenged its surroundings, but the true wealth of Göbekli Tepe is not gold, it's the knowledge it represents. Why did its builders, hunter-gatherers, raise temples to the stars? Some believe the stones are not simply decorative, but serve as warning markers, messages from a vanished world erased by global catastrophe. What event did these ancient architects try to memorialize? And how close are we to repeating it? The Copper Scroll treasure. Among the Dead Sea Scrolls, one stands apart, the Copper Scroll. Unlike the others, poetic, religious, philosophical, this is a treasure map, etched into metal. It lists vast hoards of gold, silver, and sacred artifacts hidden across ancient Judea, but none of the treasures have ever been found. Tomb raiders and adventurers have scoured the region for decades, chasing whispered legends. Some believe the artifacts described were not merely valuable, but dangerous, ancient relics capable of altering human destiny. Was the Copper Scroll a desperate attempt to preserve forbidden technology before Rome crushed a forgotten sect? Or was it a coded warning to future generations? If the treasure is found, what ancient powers might be unleashed once more? The forgotten machineries of Mohenjo-Daro. In the ruins of Mohenjo-Daro, one of the oldest known cities, archaeologists found something inexplicable: signs of sudden devastation. Buildings vitrified as if subjected to intense heat. Skeptics argue natural disasters. Others whisper of ancient atomic warfare. Tomb raiders combed the Indus Valley for gold, but may have overlooked stranger artifacts: melted ceramics, strange metallic residues, and unexplained radiation pockets. If Mohenjo-Daro was destroyed by a forgotten technology, what were they protecting or hiding? Was it a weapon or a relic beyond comprehension? And if such power existed 4,000 years ago, where did it come from? And where did it go? The Codex Gigas, the Devil's Bible. The Codex Gigas, the Devil's Bible, is the largest medieval manuscript ever discovered, nearly 3 feet tall. Legend claims a monk, condemned to death, made a pact with dark forces to complete it overnight. But it isn't the size or legend that alarms scholars, it's what's inside. Arcane knowledge, forbidden histories, lost medical treatments, pages that hint at technology and practices suppressed for centuries. Tomb raiders of the mind, clandestine scholars and secret societies sought the Codex not for its religious content, but for the occult wisdom hidden in plain sight. What else was written, erased, and buried by the fearful hands of history's gatekeepers? The iron pillar that defies time. In the heart of Delhi, India, stands an iron pillar over 1,600 years old that refuses to rust. Despite being exposed to monsoons, pollution, and time itself, the pillar remains pristine, its surface protected by a thin, mysterious layer of compound, unknown in modern metallurgy until recent decades. How did ancient blacksmiths forge such an alloy? Some scholars say it was accidental. Others suspect it was intentional, a technological achievement long forgotten. Tomb raiders during British colonial rule dismantled nearby structures, searching for treasure, perhaps unaware the real marvel stood in plain sight. Was this pillar a monument or a byproduct of a greater lost technology? Could it be a fragment of a larger machine, one that channeled energy or vibrational force? Its silence echoes through centuries, daring us to decode its metallurgical mystery before the last piece of the puzzle disappears forever. The builders before the pharaohs. Deep beneath the Egyptian sands, new discoveries suggest that massive megalithic structures existed long before the dynastic Egyptians rose to power. The Osirian, the unfinished obelisk at Aswan, and the foundation stones of Giza hint at a culture capable of manipulating stones weighing hundreds of tons with startling precision. Ancient texts speak of a pre-dynastic race, forgotten by time and wiped from history. Tomb raiders desecrated many of these sites in search of gold, missing the true treasure, evidence of humanity's deep past. a lineage of builders whose true mastery remains unexplained. Were they destroyed by natural disaster or something far more sinister? The subterranean machines of Cappadocia. Beyond Derinkuyu, the Cappadocia region of Turkey hides a vast web of underground cities, connected by long, winding tunnels and staircases. But recent explorations uncovered something even stranger: circular stone doors, weighing tons that could only be opened from the inside, ventilation shafts with unknown engineering, and carved slots that seemed designed for mechanical components. Were these features simply defensive, or part of a forgotten machine embedded in the earth? Some tomb raiders and treasure seekers speak of strange humming, magnetic anomalies, and even lights that flicker with no source. What powered these cities? And were they truly homes, or something closer to ancient bunkers or launch platforms? Perhaps the people who built them didn't just hide underground, they waited there, watching. Across continents, scattered among ruins and whispered through forbidden scrolls, lie hints of a reality far different from the one we are taught. Tomb raiders sought gold, jewels, and relics, but they sometimes stumbled onto something greater: forgotten technologies, ancient sciences, lost wisdom that could shatter our understanding of history itself. These secrets were hidden, buried, or stolen, not just for greed, but perhaps for control. If the devices and knowledge they found ever came fully to light, what would happen to the fragile fabric of power that rules our world today? Perhaps that's why the greatest discoveries were never announced, only buried deeper, waiting for those brave enough to dig them back up.